The Game Awards for 2023 is rapidly approaching, so we're going to talk about what I see on their website and what I think these nominees and what the winners will be of a bunch of different categories. There's a ton here, so we're going to make our way through it, but make sure you stick around to the end to see what is the game of the year. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give predictions on what I think will win, and then I'll also tell you what I want to win. They may be the same, they may be different, but we've got it pulled up right here on my computer, so let's go ahead and just dig right into it. First we have is the most anticipated game. There's a bunch here that are good. You got Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and then Tekken 8. And honestly, I think it's probably down between two different games, and that is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Hades 2. Now, I think Final Fantasy VII will probably win it, but I would definitely vote for Hades 2. The first one was absolutely amazing, and I really want to play the second one, so I think that has to be my vote if I was going to go ahead and do this. Actually, let me go, give me a second and I'll log in and then we can do all that stuff. Now that I logged in, I'm going to go ahead and vote for Hades 2 because I think it should win and definitely is well worth it. I know they're not going to show anything, but we'll go to the next category now, which is Best Adaptation, which I'm interested to see what everything was. And this one I think is probably an obvious one, but it might actually be harder than you think. They've got Castlevania, Nocturne, or however you pronounce that, don't judge me here, Gran Turismo, The Last of Us, Super Mario Bros. Movie, and last of not least is Twisted Metal. Honestly, I think this is down to two. It's either The Last of Us or Super Mario Bros. Movie, and I think that The Last of Us will probably win, but I think the Super Mario Bros. Movie is better because it was absolutely insane. The Last of Us was really, really good, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed it. But I think if I was to rewatch over and over again, it would probably more likely be the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Obviously, I'm a Nintendo fan, but PlayStation and The Last of Us was absolutely insane. So this one's hard, but I'm gotta definitely vote for Super Mario Bros. Here. And if you disagree, comment down below and let me know there. Then we've got Best Multiplayer. And this one has some amazing games. You've got Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Now, this is a point of contention, but honestly, I don't feel like Super Mario Bros. Wonder should really even be on this list, so take that as a caveat, because this is a multiplayer. I'm focusing solely on that, and I don't feel like Super Mario Bros. Wonder is perfect for that. I think there's better games on here. You've got Diablo 4, which is a great game here. But I think I've got to guess Baldur's Gate. And I think Baldur's Gate is going to win. And I'm also going to vote for it. So, personally, I like Super Mario Bros. Wonder more. But that's a personal thing. But I don't think it should be in the multiplayer one. Because of the way it was. Multiplayer was a little weird. So, I'm going to stick with Baldur's Gate here. Now we have Best RPG. Again, Baldur's Gate is here. We've got Final Fantasy XVI, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and then Starfield. I think this one's hard because it's probably going to be Baldur's Gate again, and I don't want to keep voting for it. But I also think it's going to win here. I feel like the others aren't as good, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, they're all great games, but I think Baldur's Gate's going to win, and that's also why I voted for it, because I think it's going to win, and I also think it's the best out of the RPGs. Then we've got Best Action Adventure, which I think is going to be a little bit crazy here. We've got Alan Wake 2, which is absolutely amazing. Spider-Man 2, absolutely amazing. Resident Evil 4, we got Jedi Survivor, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm just going to give this to you straight here. Resident Evil, I don't think should be on this list because it's a remake, so we're just going to push that off to the side. And Star Wars Jedi Survivor, again, push that off to the side. Those I don't think are even really in the running here. Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, and Legend of Zelda. What do I think's going to win? To be honest with you, I think this is a toss-up between Spider-Man 2 and Zelda, which is Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 or Tears of the Kingdom. I'm going to split this one up here just because I'm not 100% sure on who would win. I'm going to say that Spider-Man 2 will win, but I'm voting for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. For me, that is better than Spider-Man 2 was. It's a much longer game. It's an RPG, or this is action adventure. Okay, I think I've got to go with Zelda here because it to me was an amazing game, and I feel like Spider-Man didn't quite grasp that feeling. Then we've got Best Action Game. We've got Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and last but not least, Remnant 2. Honestly, I feel like Hi-Fi Rush for me is the game to go with, so I'm just going to vote that. I'm going to also say it's probably going to win. I think it should win, and I'm guessing it's probably going to be in the top 2 of this vote, so I'm just going to say Hi-Fi Rush for both here, and then we will move on pretty quickly to Best AR VR games. We've got Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse. I think, just based on what I've seen, Horizon Call of the Mountain probably has to be the best here. I haven't played any of these VR games, so at least take that with a grain of salt, but I think Synapse might win, but I'm going to vote for Horizon Call of the Mountain just because I feel like that's probably a good place for this. And we're going to move on to Best Mobile Game. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet, but we'll see how this goes. We've got Final Fantasy VII, Ever Crisis, Hello Kitty Adventure Island or Island Adventure, Hankai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. Honestly, I probably lean more towards Monster Hunter Now for my vote, but I'm guessing Final Fantasy VII or maybe Hello Kitty. One of those two is probably going to win, but I'm voting for Monster Hunter Now because I think that's probably a good placement for me. Best debut indie game. This is where it gets interesting to me. Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Vinba, and last but not least, Viewfinder. These are all amazing indie games. Indie games that come out like this are absolutely amazing. I love the artwork for Pizza Tower, and that's why I'm voting for it. But I could see Dredge or Cocoon possibly winning this one. It is what it is, but I'm voting Pizza Tower, and we're moving on. If you disagree, let me know down below in the comments what you think. And then we've got Best Indie Game, which I already know which one I want. Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. I'm just going to come out and say Dave the Diver. It's a ridiculous looking game. It plays awesome. It's cool. I definitely think this is one that I've got to vote for. And I think it should win. I'm just going to leave it like that. Dave the Diver on both. What will win and what I am voting for. Best ongoing game, we've got Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. Honestly, Cyberpunk has really gotten better, but I think Fortnite wins this. With all the crazy stuff that Fortnite's been doing lately, with the Fortnite Lego about to drop on the 7th, they're getting my vote. They brought back the OG Fortnite maps. I mean, come on now. That takes it back. Then we have games for Impact here. A Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sonar, Goodbye Volcano High. We've got Ticha, or however you pronounce that, Terra Nil, and Vinba. This one's a hard one. just because there's a lot that goes into these. I want to vote Vinba because the artwork really caught my eye and I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to go vote for that. I'm going to say it'll win. I could be totally wrong on this one, but that's what I'm thinking. Then we've got Best Performance, which I don't even know if I really want to talk about this. Nah, I'm just going to move on. We don't care about that, to be honest. It's good, but this is where it gets crazy. Best Audio Design, which is Alan Wake, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. And I think I have to right away say that we've got to talk about these kind of spooky horror games because that, to me, is where audio design shines the most. At least it tends to. So Alan Wake 2 or Resident Evil 4 here. I'm going with Alan Wake 2, and I hope that wins, and I am going to vote for it. So we're leaving that there. That's definitely the best audio design is when you're playing spooky games and they get you. And yeah, I love that where it immerses you. It's definitely well worth it. And then we have Best Score and Music. Again, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Legend of Zelda. Now this is where it gets a little difficult. I don't know what I want to do here, but this is a hard one for me. I'm guessing Baldur's Gate 3 wins, but my two are either Hi-Fi Rush or Zelda, so I'm thinking Zelda's probably my vote. I think all of these games sound amazing, that's why they're here, but we've got one last one, and this is the finale. Game of the Year. What is the best game? And we've got to really talk about this. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, we've got Spider-Man 2, we've got Resident Evil 4, Mario Bros. Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. First off, right away, I think we've got to take Resident Evil and kind of push it off the table. I don't think it fits in with all of these because it's just a remake, it's a remaster. However you want to say it, it's a game that we've seen before and we loved before, so it's got that advantage, so we're passing that off. Now, most of these, only one of these is not a sequel or a trilogy of types. We've got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Superman 2, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is Breath of the Wild 2. Those are all very, very amazing franchises by themselves, but it is kind of a succession. I think Alan Wake 2 is definitely on the table, but I don't think it's going to win here. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is absolutely amazing, and I think it shocked a lot of people, so we will leave that one on the table. Spider-Man 2, I think, was good. It was amazing, don't get me wrong, but if we're saying the best, I don't think I could put it there. I think it's definitely deserving to be in the top 3, maybe top 2. I don't think it's number 1 because I just feel like it was absolutely amazing, but it wasn't much different. And that leads me to Super Mario Wonder, which was that different. So, Super Mario Wonder was something, obviously we've seen a Mario platforming game, but it was something creative, it was something new. And Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, as much as I love this game, it falls into the same category as Spider-Man 2, being they took something amazing and built upon it. It's kind of the same world, kind of the same game, but it's more. So I think you guys might not like this idea, and this might be a very hot take, but I think Super Mario Wonder is my vote to be the best, but I don't think it's going to win. I think it's going to come down between Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, and Baldur's Gate. And I think, not my opinion, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win. My number 1 is probably Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, then Mario Wonder, then either Spider-Man or Baldur's Gate. I think Baldur's Gate's going to win 100%, but my top one, I'm really having a hard time here. It's got to be Tears of the Kingdom. To be honest with you, the amount of time you can play, the amount of things you can do, Tears of the Kingdom wins it for me. Super Mario Wonder, and those are just right neck and neck. Baldur's Gate's amazing too, but I want to know what you guys think down below. Leave it in the comments what your category answers are. Who would you vote for? Who do you think's going to win? What are your predictions? All that kind of stuff. And we'll have to wait till December 7th and see what actually wins. But I think those are all good, solid votes. There might be a little bit of a hot take there at the end, but I definitely think it's well worth it. So check out that video out if you haven't already, because I'm going to get out of here and finish Super Mario RPG. I've been talking about finishing it for a while yet, but I put it down to play something else I'll talk about later. So I'm getting out of here to go play that. So check that video out if you haven't already.